Thank you very much. My name is Fiji. I am a lawyer by profession, and I operate as a law firm which is Devata Advocates based in Otoka. Apart from the area of law that we operate in, one particular area we focus in, which we do by way of pro bono, is fighting for the rights of people that are being marginalized or underprivileged. This is something that has always been with me because I was a former human rights investigator. For 4 years I worked as a human rights investigator with the then Fiji Human Rights Commission, and I was the one of the desk officers that looked at police brutality, prisons brutality. So that is an area that I would say that I would specialize in, given my background and the training that I've been through. So now coming to open up a law firm, that has always been with me, and therefore going and fighting for the rights of for people whose rights have been either deprived or abused is something that I'm passionate about. Thank you. Thank you. But because I previously worked in the area of human rights, it is important to remember that I had some training in human rights, defending human rights issues. And because part of my work as a former human rights defender was prison visitation, there is a nexus between prison visitation and appearing for accused persons in court. And that is the area that I'm going to talk about. And as a private law firm in practice, we boss ourselves. Be remembered that when we talk about the rights of prisoners or rights of accused persons, these are rights that are enshrined in the 2013 Constitution under the Bill of Rights provisions. So it's very important that any lawyer that is sworn in oath to take cases to court must, if not even being paid by fees, must take up the mental to stand up and to fight for the rights of these accused persons. And in particular, we are doing a case of an accused person that a legal aid has abandoned him, and he is presently in remand. And this old man has a problem in terms of communication with his lawyer and also with the court. So that's where we are coming in as a defender for this particular right for this particular individual. So that is very briefly the type of cases that we defend in court, particularly in criminal cases. We have not gone into the area where civil suits, but I'm just focusing on matters that are criminal in nature. So most of these people that come in charged by the police, see, the police, the court, the prison, those are institutions of state. The independence is another question of it to be talked about on another video clip. But for the purposes of defending human rights, that is where we come in. As a private solicitor defending the rights of an accused person who is unrepresented and cannot even go to legal aid. Thank you. Thank you. One of the questions that one would ask is, what are some of the challenges that I would face as a human rights defender in doing or going about the business that we do? It is very important to note that, as I alluded to earlier, the institutions of state are a very problematic area that pose as a threat in terms of us trying to defend their rights or the rights of these particular accused persons or accused people. They come in the way. There's a delaying tactic. They always pose trying to go down further on delay. They give us the runaround or being pushed from pillar to post, as it were, in terms of trying to get something for them. For example, a court record, or to have an audience with a lawyer or with one of the clerks in court. But particularly in the area of court adjudication and going to court, some of the challenges, as I said before, was the payment of the fees to be paid for them to get a court record. But going back to the rights of these people, as a human rights defender, one must have a document or a source of power, which is the 2013 Constitution, or our Constitution in Fiji, which is enshrined the rights of these accused persons. So in terms of challenges, there are many challenges, but I'll just focus only on one. For example, in the case that we're doing, prison visitation. Me going to visit the prisoner. One has to write to the Commissioner of Prisons, get an approval, and me going inside. I cannot go just by myself. I need to get an interpreter because of the language and the language barrier and the communication issue, which legal aid left these particular accused persons because of the communication problem. Then I have to get approval for a pastor or a reverend to go with me to the prison. So that too is a challenge. They ask so many questions. Why is this reverend coming? Because they do not know what is in court. Then one area is when I go to court, I ask for a court order for a Reverend George or Peter to go with me to visit this particular person. Then the magistrate is asking me a lot of questions. Then I have to give a lot of reasons. So these are some of the administrative challenges that we have. And in terms of other challenges, I just named the names. We have financial problems and of course language barriers. Those are some of the challenges. But in particular, if I may mention, is the bullying tactic by the institution of state, particularly prisons and police. Thank you. Thank you. Now, amid the challenges that I explained earlier, you must remember that in the depth and in the midst of these challenges is the unspeakable joy, the inherent joy that one has or one will experience in the fight against or the fight for human rights, or as a human rights defender. This unspeakable joy is something that is birthed from within. It's like a happiness and a joy. And you're not paid for anything. There's no monetary gain, but it's just that feeling of your conscious of yourself for achieving, and you're fighting for someone, for the minority, for the underprivileged, for the marginalized in society. Is something that will give you a good night's sleep. But in general, if you are a Christian, you would understand that is one of the unspeakable joy. That's something that's burned within and is indwelt in us as a human rights defender. Because amidst the challenges is the beautiful joy that you experience, unspeakable, unexplained, and that is what that keeps us going, to the next fight and to the next level, and to address and to advocate for the rights of these marginalized, as I said earlier, underprivileged, and those people that cannot stand or to speak for their right. The difference is that person doesn't have the knowledge and the in-depth and perhaps the law degree, being qualified as a lawyer and as a legal counsel to advocate for the rights of these people whose rights have been abused. Particularly in the area that I had earlier mentioned, is going to court and all that. So to sum it up, I would say that it is joy to fight the battle against those whose rights have been abused, particularly by the state agents, which are the prisons, the police, or any legal department that are out there. Thank you very much.